If you have allergies, seeing all these flowers is not putting you in your happy place. But I want to tell you something about allergies, and this is something that hypnotherapists know and NLP practitioners know, that allergies are a mistake that the brain is making. And I know it sounds extraordinary to think that you could get rid of your allergies that you've had maybe all your life. One of the things that happened to me that convinced me was reading in an NLP book about how to reverse the mistake that the brain is making using specific techniques. So I was walking around with my son when he was very young, and we were on a path where there was poison oak all over the place, and I said something to him about the poison oak because he was allergic to it. When I learned about reversing the allergies, I told Riley that you don't have to be allergic to poison oak. And he was very young, so he believed me. He might have been like 8 or 9 years old. And we were walking in another path a few days later, and I said, "Ooh, watch out, there's poison oak." And he said, "I'm not allergic to that anymore." And he was right. And he did not get any reaction when we lived around poison oak or went for walks around poison oak. There was a woman who had a really big cat allergy, and she was a friend of mine. She had an art studio, and in her art studio, a cat had her kittens. So Bonnie wanted to help these kittens, but she was so allergic to them that she couldn't even get near them. She called me and said, "Wendy, my face gets so puffed up and I can hardly see because my eyes are almost swollen shut and it's so hard to breathe and I get asthma from the cats, but I want to help them." I said, "Bonnie, I'll be right over." So I went to her house and sat with her. We were in the big art studio, and I did a hypnosis session with her that was very short, and it was enough to get her brain to stop the mistake that it's making about cat allergies. There's a really safe way for you to experience it if you want to use my Allergy Freedom Program. I think the session might have been 20 minutes. And when we were done, she said, "Oh, I can breathe. Oh my gosh, and my eyes aren't itching anymore." Like that quickly, she started feeling better. From that day on, she did not have an allergy to cats, even though she had had this allergy for years, maybe most of her life. Now, one of the things I did in that session is I would have her imagine walking around areas of her house to find the things that are triggering her allergies. So this would be, of course, before we disconnected the allergic response. So she was walking around places in her house, and she went and sat down on one of the couches in her living room, and she says, "Oh, wow, I can hardly breathe. Something in this couch." Well, she was only imagining it, and her brain triggered the allergic response and the asthma breathing just from imagining it. Anyway, it is miraculous. If you have food allergies, I use the same process to help you with food allergies because it's still a mistake your brain is making. Of course, you have to be very careful if you're removing the allergies and you want to test it out. You test it out with very small amounts of that food, and I wouldn't recommend risking this if it's a peanut allergy or something that could be, really serious. But there was a woman who emailed me and she said, "I'm allergic to every food, practically every food. There's hardly anything I can eat. And I get these horrible, stomach pains and all these weird hives and stuff from food she eats." So she used my program for getting rid of allergies and emailed me back and said, "I started eating little bits of the different foods and had no reaction, totally felt good." She says, "I am eating all the foods I want. My stomach feels great. I have no skin reaction. I feel good." It's a miracle, and it is a miracle. But what if all these allergies are just something that needs to flip a switch to tell your brain how to stop the mistake that it was making about the belief about allergies? So take a look at my allergy program. Go to wendy.com, WENDI.com, and check it out and read some of the testimonials. It's really amazing. The code word for a discount, 20% off, is flower. Flower, flower, flower. And just imagine that you can sit and smell flowers and not be allergic and eat the foods you didn't think you could eat. All right, get over there at wendy.com. Coupon code is flower. Bye-bye.